Last class just we covered about array list and the second implementation class of list. What is the second implementation class? Linked list. This part we covered already in the last sessions, right? But now, so there may be a chance to ask, what is the difference between list and set? Everyone can able to answer. In the list, duplicates are allowed. In the set, duplicates are not allowed. In the list, insertion order preserved, but in set, insertion order not preserved. So we are in a position to answer. What is the difference between array list and vector? Okay, we know. So that differences even I covered in the last session. Differences between array list and vector. Vector is the synchronized. Array list is not synchronized. Array list is not thread safe, but vector is a thread safe. Relatively performance is low in vector. Relatively performance is high in vector array list. Right? Like we covered. But now what is the difference between collection and the collections? This part also we cover. Collection and the collections. Okay, like. Sir, maybe a chance to ask, what is the difference between array list and the linked list? Regarding array list and linked list, even theoretically we covered, but maybe a chance to ask difference between array list and linked list. If any person is going to ask, don't tell, sir, in both cases duplicates are allowed, in both cases insertion order is preserved, is nothing but these are similarities, but not the differences. So what is the difference between array list and the linked list? Maybe a chance to ask. Keep submitting. Difference between array list and the linked list. Differences between array list and the linked list. Array list and the linked list. Array list and linked list. You know, so both the concepts are same category only. Array list is under list, linked list is also under list. Instead of difference, more similarities are there. Duplicates are allowed, insertion order preserved, like there are several similarities. Heterogeneous objects are allowed, null insertion possible, like we can define. But what about the problem is nothing but with respect to difference. Here just observe. In the last session somewhere we covered, array list is the best choice. Sir, array list is the best choice if our frequent operation is retrieval operation, because array list implements which interface? Random access interface, right? So when array list is the best choice if our frequent operation is retrieval operation, array list is the best choice, right? But where the linked list is the best choice? Do you know counterpart? If our frequent operation is insertion or deletion in the middle, then linked list is the best choice. Are you getting? Next second, when we should go for, of course, insertion or deletion in the middle is our frequent operation, then we should go for which concept? Linked list concept, right? Okay, next when array list is the worst choice, we covered already this one. If our frequent operation is insertion or deletion in the middle, then array list is what? Worst choice. Okay. If our frequent operation is retrieval operation, linked list is the worst choice, right? Are you able to get? So array list is the best if our frequent operation is retrieval operation. But linked list is the worst choice if our frequent operation is retrieval. Counterpart in the usage, sir, based on your requirement, you can go for either array list or linked list. What is your frequently performed operation? Sir, retrieval operation. Highly recommended to go for which one? Array list. Sir, I don't want retrieval operation. I want to insert or delete in the middle because I am performing update operations. Insertion, deletion in the middle. Highly recommended to go for which concept is linked list concept, right? Are you able to understand? Okay, at this point. You are better to take the table. In that first point, array list is the best choice. Array list is the best choice. Array list is the best choice. Best choice. If our frequent operation is, array list is the best choice. If our frequent operation is, frequent operation is retrieval operation. If our frequent operation is a retrieval operation, okay. Next, other side, linked list is the best choice. Linked list is the best choice. Linked list is the best choice best choice. If our frequent operation is insertion or deletion in the middle, insertion or deletion in the middle, middle. Next, second point. Second, earliest is the worst choice. Worst choice. If our frequent operation is earliest the worst choice. If our frequent operation is insertion or deletion in the middle. If our frequent operation is insertion or deletion in the middle. Frequent operation is insertion or deletion in the middle. Middle. Because internally several shift operations are performed. Shift operations, shifting. Internally several shift operations are performed. Other side, linked list is the worst choice. If our frequent operation is linked list is the worst choice. If our frequent operation is linked list is the worst choice. If our frequent operation is, which operation Anna? Frequent operation is insertion or deletion in the middle. Sorry. If our frequent operation is a retrieval operation. That's all. So these are various important conclusions you people should be aware. So based on the usage only we can able to differentiate array list and linked list, but functionality by all properties are same. Are you getting that? Okay, this it's one more difference. If you want, just anyway, it is also one considerable difference. In array list, elements are stored in consecutive memory locations. Are you getting? But in linked list, elements won't be stored in consecutive memory locations. Are you getting? Just because of that only these problems came into the picture. So if you want to know 10th element in linked list, it is very difficult because elements won't be stored in consecutive memory location. But in array list, where the 10th element is available at the beginning only, we can aware directly our hand will go for 10th element. Directly 10th element is the Z or something like we can able to aware. So why these differences came? Simple, based on internal memory structure. In array list, elements will be stored in consecutive memory location, but in linked list elements won't be stored in consecutive memory locations. Are you getting that? Array list concept is implemented internally by using arrays only. Arrays, have you observed what is the underlying data structure of array list? Resizable array or growable array. But linked list concept is implemented based on double linked list concept. Double linked list is nothing but the elements won't be stored in consecutive memory locations. Are you getting? Add third point also. Still, if you want to add third, in array list, the elements will be stored. In array list, the elements will be stored. In consecutive memory locations. Elements will be stored in consecutive memory locations. Memory locations, and hence retrieval operation will become easy. And hence retrieval operation will become easy. Retrieval operation will become easy. Next, other side. In linked list, the elements won't be stored. In linked list, the elements won't be stored. In consecutive memory locations. The elements won't be stored in consecutive memory locations. Elements won't be stored in consecutive memory locations. And hence retrieval operation will become difficult. Retrieval operation will become complex or difficult. Any word you can use. Retrieval operation implementation will become difficult or complex. Complex, like, can I complete it right? Okay, make sure these are various important conclusions what you people should aware what the difference between array list and linked list, like any explanation is required about this terminology. Okay, this next so that's all. This is about array list, linked list, right? What is the next implementation class for list? Vector, keep subheading vector. Okay, so first point or first conclusion, so underlying data structure for vector is a resizable array or growable array. Same, resizable array or growable array. Next, second, insertion order preserved or not? Insertion order preserved. Duplicate objects are allowed or not allowed? Duplicates are allowed because it is under list. Duplicates are allowed. Heterogeneous objects allowed or not allowed? Heterogeneous objects allowed. Heterogeneous objects are allowed. Next, null insertion possible or not? Yes, null insertion possible. Okay, null insertion is possible. Next, we know vector implements serializable, clonable, and random access. Okay. Next, every method of vector class is synchronized, and hence vector object is what? Thread safe. Okay. So these points I hope you people can aware. Okay. Better to take point by point. First one, the underlying data structure. The underlying data structure is resizable array. Underlying data structure is resizable array. Resizable array or growable array. Underlying data structure is resizable array or growable array. Resizable array or growable array. Second point, insertion order. Second point, insertion order is preserved. Insertion order is preserved. Insertion order is preserved. Next, duplicates are allowed. Insertion order is preserved. Duplicates are allowed. Next, heterogeneous objects are allowed or not allowed? Allowed. Heterogeneous objects are allowed. Heterogeneous objects are allowed. Next, null insertion is possible. Null insertion is possible. Happily we can insert null, no problem at all. Next, it implements serializable, clonable. It implements serializable, clonable, and random access interface. It implements serializable, clonable, and random access interface. It implements serializable, clonable, and random access interfaces. Next point, every method present in the vector. Every method present in the vector is a thread safe. Every method present in the vector is a thread safe. Every method present in the vector is a thread safe. Is a synchronized. Every method present in the vector is a synchronized, and hence vector object, and hence vector object is thread safe, and hence vector object is thread safe. Sir, these are various properties of the vector anyway, right? Now keep subheading constructors. Do you know, except the last point, all the remaining properties are exactly same as array list. Array list properties only last point is the difference. Next, constructors. Have you remember in array list, how many constructors are there? 3 constructor. No argument constructor, int initial capacity. Next, what the next one? So collection C. But in array linked list, how many constructors are there? Only 2. First one and the last one, because capacity is such a type of terminology not applicable. But in vector, capacity terminology applicable or not applicable? Because in vector also elements will be stored in consecutive memory location, because underlying data structure is what? Resizable array only. That's why array property by default is going to be satisfied here. That's why here capacity, such type of terminology is there. Now just legend first constructor. Here observe, vector v is equal to new vector. Vector v is equal to new vector. Okay, this is. Sir, can you tell it creates an empty vector object? Sir, vector v is equal to new vector. It creates an empty vector object with the default initial capacity 10. Default initial capacity 10. Okay, this is. But now the problem is, sir, I created one vector, 10 elements we inserted. Now I am trying to insert 11th element. Can you tell what will happen? Alright, vector reaches its max capacity. I am trying to insert 11th element. What will happen? A big vector object will be, somewhere we covered already this one. A big vector object will be created. Copy all these 10 elements and then insert the 11th element, right? Now my important conclusion is, what is the capacity of this newly created object? What is the capacity? Okay, if it is array list, what is the formula we follow? Current capacity into 3 by 2 plus 1 is the formula. But don't think everywhere same formula is going to be applicable. Are you getting? So data structure, the formula may be changed. In the case of vector, more simplified formula, just with a double capacity. That's all. Are you getting that? With a double capacity. So 10 will become what? 20. 20 will become what? 40. 40 will become 80 like. So once a vector reaches its max capacity, a new vector object will be created with double capacity. Double capacity is nothing but, new capacity is equal to current capacity into 2, right? Are you able to understand? Okay, add the point. So add the first one. Vector v is equal to new vector. Vector v is equal to new vector. Vector v is equal to new vector. Creates an empty vector object. Creates an empty vector object with the default initial capacity 10. Creates an empty vector object with the default initial capacity 10. With the default initial capacity 10. Default initial capacity 10. Next, once a vector reaches its max capacity. Once vector reaches its max capacity, then a new vector object will be created. A new vector object will be created with new capacity is equal to current capacity into 2. With the new capacity is equal to current capacity into 2. New capacity is equal to current capacity into 2. So what it means? Just a double capacity. That's all. Beyond that, nothing. Okay. Now this is the first constructor we have. Even this type of constructor is there in array list also. Now second constructor. Sir, I know I want to add 1000 objects. I want to hold 1000 objects. If we know at the beginning, then first create 10, and then 20, and then 40, and then 80, and then 160. This type of approach not at all recommended, right? Okay. Then how we can handle? Very simple. If we know 1000 objects we are going to insert, then better to go for a big vector object at the beginning with 1000 capacity. Are you getting? What is the possibility? Vector v is equal to new vector of int initial capacity. Vector v is equal to new vector of int initial capacity is nothing but what the second constructor, right? Okay, add vector v is equal to new vector of int initial capacity. Vector v is equal to new vector of int initial capacity at the point creates an empty vector object with a specified initial capacity. Creates an empty vector object with a specified initial capacity. Specified initial capacity. Okay, that's all is the second point, right? Now, any explanation is required about this one? Next, the third one. Listen this one. Vector v is equal to new vector of, observe, take a bit special care. Sir, suppose I created vector object. Sir, listen. I created vector object with 1000 capacity. Sir, I added 1000 objects. Now I am trying to insert 1001th object. Then what will happen? A new vector object will be created with how much capacity? 2000, because that is the formula, 2000, right? But I know after 1000 oddly I may add some 3 to 4 objects. But if a new vector is going to create with 2000 capacity, just I am going to add only 3 or 4, remaining memory locations will become waste or not? Yes, that's why instead of that, what you can, instead of double capacity, if you want, you can specify incremental capacity. But how much increment I want? Okay, like now observe, vector v is equal to vector int initial capacity. Sir, I want 1000 capacity. But after 1000, if you want increment, how much increment you want? Int incremental capacity. Incremental capacity, like we have. Are you getting? Suppose I am taking, so vector v is equal to new vector of, sir, observe this one. Vector v is equal to new vector of 1000, 5, like this I am taking. Assume, sir, what is the default initial capacity now? 1000. Once 1000 completed, then what will happen? 1005. Okay, 1005 also completed. Next what will happen? 1010. So how much increment you want, you can specify here by using this constructor. But this type of flexibility not there in array list. Are you getting? This type of constructor not there in array list. Array list is always going to follow only one formula. New capacity is equal to current capacity into 3 by 2 plus 1. That's all. Incremental capacity there is no way to specify. But in vector that facility is there. Okay, add. Vector v is equal to new vector of int initial capacity. Vector v is equal to new vector of int initial capacity, comma int incremental capacity. Int initial capacity, comma int incremental capacity. Incremental capacity, initial capacity, comma incremental capacity. Okay, not required to keep any explanation because these names itself is the required explanation, right? Now the fourth constructor, anyway known constructor, not required to keep much explanation. Vector v is equal to new vector of, what is this one? Collection C is none. For the given any collection object, if you want to create an equivalent vector, then we should go for this one. This constructor meant for interconversion between collection objects. Okay, at this point, vector v is equal to new vector of new vector of collection C. Vector v is equal to new vector of collection C. See at the point, creates an equivalent vector object, creates an equivalent vector object for the given collection, creates an equivalent vector object for the given collection, okay. Next, this constructor meant for equivalence between, this constructor meant for interconversion, between collection objects, like completed, right? So make sure you people should have clear clarity, right, about this terminology. That's all. These are the 4 constructors present in vector class. Okay, now keep studying vector specific methods, vector specific methods. Okay, here just observe. So vector is the concept which came in which version? 1.0 version. Okay, 1.0 version is what? Legacy, and which came in the 1995 old generation. Are you getting? Suppose just observe, if we consider our names, so maybe our names oddly contain 2 letters or 3 letters, Durga or Ravi or Shiva or Pawan, like how many letters are there? 2 or 3. Okay, so our names are just oddly, so 2 or 3 letters, something like Akhil is nothing but 3 words are there, 3 letters are there. Akhil is nothing but like in Hindi or English. In English there are multiple, but anyway in Telugu Akhil is nothing but only 3 letters, small pronunciation wise. Next, if you consider our parent generation, are you getting? Your father names, can you tell? Our father generation is nothing but our parent generation mostly contain 4 or 5 letters. Are you getting that? 4 letter, 5 letter is the common. Suppose Akhil, who is the parent of that? Some Nagarjuna. Then automatically 4 letters will come into the picture. Are you getting? Next, if we consider their father generation is nothing but, can you spell out what is his name? No one is going to pronounce as Nageshwarrao. Everyone is going to pronounce as Akkineni Nageshwarrao. Are you getting right? Akkineni Nageshwarrao. Okay, like next, this generation people are going to pronounce as ANR, like okay, this so Akkineni Nageshwarrao, like. Next, if we consider his a father name, okay, so Sri da and so on, like. Are you getting? Okay, in the olden days, if the king is coming into the dais, onto the dais, if the king is coming, okay, this is into the meeting hall, then obviously do you know Raja Di Raja, Raja Martanda, Sri dot, after half an hour his original name will come into the picture. Correct or not? In the olden days, style is lengthy name, means that person is the rich person, that person is the proud, is nothing but having lengthy names, is nothing but like, so it's a bit richness will be there, is nothing but in the olden days that style or that trend is there. Okay, this here, so even old movies, Sri, okay, Nata Sarvabhauma, Padmasri, Nandamuri Taraka Ramarao Natinchina, is nothing but like, have you observed, right? So in the names only, in the names of movie is nothing but Sri, like almost after 5 or 6 speciality, and then his original name will come into the picture, because the olden days that trend is there. Are you getting? But now our style is nothing but very fancy, 2 letters or 3 letters, right? Okay, is nothing but Ravi or Akhil or Shiva, like only 2 or 3. If you go for our next generation, they never interested to spell out 2 letters or 3 letters also, just A or B or like C, that's all. If we consider our next level generation, something like half A by 2 or half A, something like. Are you getting? So just the old generation people, are always going to use which were lengthy names. Again, if the too lengthy name, oh, more informative like. But now the trend changed. Is nothing more. Now the our generation or next generations are nothing more. Our style is always chota. Is nothing more. Small names we are going to use. So vector is the concept which came in the old versions. That's why vector methods are is nothing but lengthy names will be there. Are you getting? Best example. Sir, I want to add an object. Which method we are calling? I want to add an object. Usually which method we are calling? Add. That's all. But in the vector, for that purpose, which method is there? Add element of object above. Have you observed? Add element of object above. To add an object into the vector, add element. Sir, I want to remove an object. Which method we have to call? I want to remove an object. Which method? Remove of object. Remove of object. But in the vector, the same method name, remove element of object above. Remove element of object above. Sir, can you please remove of int index? Have you remember? To remove the element locating at specific index. But if you can ask vector, how the equivalent method is? Remove element yet of int index. Remove element yet of int index. Can you please remove the element locating at the specified index? Is nothing but remove element yet. Sir, can you please clear all objects? Can you please remove all objects? What is the method? Clear is the method. But in the vector, the equivalent method is remove all elements. Remove all elements. Are you getting? So two lengthy names by default will be there in the vector class. Are you able to understand that? Okay, this because why these lengthy names is the simple reason, because these people coming from which generation? Old generation 1.0 version 1995. But the collection framework, array list, linked list, all these things came. So in the Java 1.2 version, which is oddly around after 2000 something like. Are you getting the difference? That's why make sure two lengthy method names will be there in the case of vector. Right. Okay, this is so. Yeah, just what heading you took? Can I spell out? Vector specific methods. Okay. Now 1 minute. Just I will spell out all those method names. Okay. In the first subcategory, here just observe this one. First subcategory. Okay. Here just first subcategory. First add. Yard objects, keep suffering. To yard objects. Okay. How many call on the vector? So collection method you can call yard of object above, or list interface method you can call yard of int index comma object above, or purely specific to vector is nothing more. What is the method? Yard element of object above. Like take all these three methods. Yard of object above, yard of int index comma object above, yard of int index comma object above. Next yard element of object above. Yard element of object above. Yard of object above, yard of int index comma object above, yard element of object above. Completed, I hope. Okay. Next, to remove objects. Second one. To remove objects. To remove objects. Okay. Have you ever looked at these things also, right? C, L, V, like what these things? C means what? Collection interface method. L means what? List. V means what? Vector specific method, right? Now, to remove objects, yeah. Remove of object above. Remove of object above. Now, which is there inside collection. Next, remove element of object above. Remove element of object above. Equivalent method in the vector. Next, methods also, C, L, C, V, L like. Next one, remove element get. Next, clear method to clear all elements from the list. Clear. Equivalent method in the vector is remove all elements. Remove all elements. Elements like. So these methods for removing elements present inside vector, or you can apply what applicable methods like. Next, to get objects. Keep third category. To get objects. To get objects. Have you observed what the first method? Object get of int index. Object get of int index. Sir, can you please give the object locating at specific index? But equivalent method present in the vector. Element get of int index. Object element get of int index. Element get of int index. Index. Object first element. Object first element. Object last element. Object first element. Object last element. Object first element. Object last element like. Clear, right? So the terminology is very clear for you people. Object get, object element get, object first element, object last element like. Next one. Completed, right? Okay. Next, other methods, other miscellaneous methods, or other methods. You can spell out other methods. Okay. Now see this one. Int size. So how many elements present in the vector? Int capacity. Total. How many objects my vector can hold? Total capacity. So any explanation is required about size and capacity? Size and capacity you can able to understand, I hope. Next, the enumeration elements method is there to get enumeration object. Elements method is there, so that by using that we can get objects one by one from the collection, right? Enumeration elements method. Clear, right? Okay. Just observe for the array list, what is the default initial capacity? For the array list, what is the default initial capacity? 10. And the next, how much increment? 16. Array list 16 like. Sir, just I told, I didn't show anywhere programmatically default initial capacity 10 and so on. Just I told, that's all. Because for array list, capacity such type of method is not there. Okay, that's why I'm unable to show programmatically, right? But for the vector, what is the default initial capacity? 10. What is the next incremental capacity? 20. Like I can able to show because capacity method is there in the vector. Are you getting? So immediately you may ask, sir, capacity such a type of method is available in the vector, why it is not there in array list? Simple reason, being a Java programmer, we never going to worry about memory level things, because Java is high level programming language, not low level. So memory level, if you want to talk, don't come to Java, better to go for C language. Okay, this is because C language can talk with respect to the memory, but Java never talks. Being Java programmer, we are not required to worry about these memory level things. Are getting? Which is going to be happen automatically. Then why you have to worry about these things? That's why. But in the vector, old generation, right? That's why some people by default kept this type of facility in the vector, but in the next generations for Java programmer this type of support not required, like that is nothing but they didn't provide. Okay, so in the vector, is it possible to know what is the default initial capacity, what is the incremental capacity? Yes, capacity method is there. Okay, let me go for a simple example. Even I will give a bit importance for capacity. Here see, Let me go for a small program. Okay, here see this one. Vector demo vector demo 1.java. Here see this one. Vector v is equal to new vector. Analogy all these things. Just let me leave. Vector v is equal to new vector. SOP of v dot capacity. Can you tell what is the capacity? 10. SOP of v dot capacity 10. Next for int I is equal to 1. I is less than or equal to 10. I plus plus v dot add element of I. V dot add element of I. Can you tell how many elements we are adding? Oh, 1 to 10. I is equal to 1. 1 to 10 means 10 elements we are adding. After adding 10 elements, now I am asking V dot capacity. What is the answer? 10 only. Because if you are trying to add 11th element, increment is going to be happen. But after adding 10, V dot capacity means 10 only. V dot add element of A. V dot add element of A. Can you tell V dot add element of A means 11th element we are trying to add. If we are trying to add 11th element, what will happen? Now the capacity will be incremented to double. Now what is the capacity? 20, right? So first time 10 default initial capacity. After adding 10 elements, capacity 10 only. After adding 11th element, capacity 20. And SOP of V 1, 2, 3 and so on 10 followed by A. Okay, like now see vector demo 1 Java C vector demo 1 dot Java. The code compiles fine. Java vector demo 1 like I'm taking. Yes, see for the answer 10, 10, 20 and then anyway insertion order preserved. That's why 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on followed by A. Any explanation is required about this one? Okay, 10, 10, 20 by default there. Okay, now my target is, sir, I don't want default initial capacity 10. At the beginning only, I want to take some 24 capacity. Are you getting? At the beginning only 24 capacity I am taking. Then here 24 I am taking. 24. Can you tell what is the capacity now? 24. After adding 10 elements, what is the capacity? 24. After adding 11th element, what is the capacity? 24 only. Because still space is there. That's why every time 24, 24, 24. If you want to observe 24, 24, 24 and then 11 elements added. Okay, this here. Next, sir, I want 10 only. I want 10 only. But don't double. Just increment by 5. Okay, comma 5 I'm taking. 10 comma 5. Can you tell what is the capacity now? Oh, initial capacity 10. After adding 10 elements, 10 only. After adding 11th element, 15. Have you observed? 10, 10, 15. By default, you are going to get. Correct or not? 10, 10, 15 itself is nothing but like. Are you seeing incremental capacity and the default initial capacity programmatically, right? Yes, here. Better to take this example. 1 minute. Let me take with the default. What is the default initial capacity? 10. After adding 10 elements, what is the capacity? 10. After adding 11th element, what is the capacity? 20 like. Okay, take this example. clearly. So beside every SOP take the corresponding output also. But here we are providing primitive value. D dot add element of I is int value. Internally auto boxing will be performed, you know, I hope. Internally auto boxing will be performed, that's why. V dot add element of I, that primitive will be converted into object, and that object only will be added. Completed, right? Make sure you people should have clear clarity. And beside every SOP, take the corresponding output also. Completed, right? Next, keep submitting. Stack. Now next implementation class. Stack. Do you know it is the stack is the child class of it is the child class of vector. Okay, it is all properties are same, related to the vector, but only difference is it is a specially designed class for last in first order. Correct or not? Specially designed class for last in first out order. Okay, at it is the child class of child class of vector. It is the child class of vector. It is the child class of vector. Next up, it is a specially designed class. It is a specially designed class. It is a specially designed class for last in first out order. Specially designed class for last in first out order, within bracket LIFO, last in first out order. Okay, like, sir, how many constructors are there for the stack? Only one constructor, default constructor only. Okay, add a constructor, just stack S is equal to new stack. Only one constructor. Stack S is equal to new stack. New stack. Next, keep submitting methods. Stack S is equal to new stack. Next, methods. Stack S is equal to new stack. Next, methods. So, do you know how many methods are there in the vector or stack related to stack of what are various methods? Very simple. Whenever we are using the word stack, immediately two methods will strike in our mind. Which methods are? Push and pop. Okay, this one. Can you tell what is the purpose of push method? To add the object. Correct or not? Push method to add the object is the push itself is the method. What is the second method? Pop. Sir, can you please return top of the object? Can you please return top of the stack? From the top of the stack last inserted. Can you please give? Is nothing but like so pop method, right? Push and pop. Sir, I don't want to remove. But what is the last top of the stack? Can you please tell top of the stack? Don't remove. Just returns top of the stack. Then we should go for which method? Peek method. Peek method. And peek means not pekadam kadu. Peek means what? Okay, return. Okay, top of the stack. Return top of the stack without removal. Okay, this is the peek. Peek is a method. Next, I have to check whether my stack is empty or not. Is nothing but what the method? Empty is nothing but like empty, not is empty. Is empty is the collection method, but here empty, that's all. Can you please check whether the stack is empty or not? Is nothing but like empty method. Next, I want to search whether a particular element is there or not. What is the method? Search is the method. Search of which object you want to search it. Object. Can you tell what is the return type of search method? Make sure. Oh, you are specifying already object. What is the return type is int. Return type is int. What this int? Int this mean, int return type means offset. It returns offset. Int object is there. If it is not there, then returns -1. Then immediately we get returns offset. What is the meaning of offset? Just simple. Here see. I have one stack is there. I added 3 objects to the stack. A, B, C. Assume A, B, C. Now index. If you want index is 0th index. Because first inserted element will be present where? 0th index. Second inserted element will be present 1th index. Second index like. Now what these things? Index right. Now what is offset? Offset is the different, index is the different. Observe what is offset? From top of the stack, what is the number of this element? Sir, this one is first element from the top of the stack, second element from the top of the stack, third element from the top of the stack. This number itself is nothing but offset. Are you getting? Now if you consider offset, what is the offset of C? From top of the stack, what is the element? 1. B is nothing but 2. What is the A? 3. Are you able to get offset, right? If I can use S dot search of A, can you please check whether A is there or not? If A is there, returns its offset. Not there, returns -1. A is there or not? Yes. What the answer? 3. Next, S dot search of Z. Can you tell Z is there or not? Not there. That's why -1, right? Any explanation is required, okay? That's all. Make sure these are 5 methods present in stack. Stack specific methods are push, pop, peek method, empty method, search method. Keep suffering. Stack specific methods, of course, methods. Better to take from the screen. Methods. Okay, take these methods. Object push. Method to insert an object into the stack. Object push to insert an object into the stack. Next, object pop to remove and return. Object pop is the method to remove and return top of the stack. To remove and return top of the stack. To remove and return top of the stack. Next, object peek method to return top of the stack. To return top of the stack without removal. To return top of the stack without removal. Next, boolean empty returns true if the stack is empty. Returns true if the stack is empty. Next, int search of object O. In the search of object O, returns offset if the element is available. Returns offset if the element is available. Offset if the element is available. Otherwise returns -1. Returns offset if the element is available. Otherwise returns -1. Returns -1. That's all. Are you getting? These are various methods present in stack. Returns offset if the element is available, otherwise returns -1. Are you getting? Completed, I hope. Now let me go for a simple demo program, right, so that you people can able to understand well. Can I complete it, right? of A, B, C, and then SOP of S. SOP of S. Sir, I added how many elements, Anna? 3 elements. A, B, C, SOP of S. Can you tell what is the answer we are going to get? What is the answer? Oh, it is the stack. What is the answer? C, B, A. Why we are going to get C, B, A? Last in, first out order. But we are going to get A, okay? A, B, C only. Here make sure, if we are removing, then last in, first out order. Just I am not removing anything. Just what they are pass. Stack is a child of vector. Vector implements list. So stack is under list. Insertion order must be preserved. In which order we added? In the same order only. The output we are going to get. Insertion order preserved. A, B, C. If you removal order is always what? C, B, A. Is nothing more. Last in, first out. Remove is nothing more. First C, and then B, and then A, right? Okay. Next, SOP of S dot set of A. Sir, can you tell what is the offset? S dot set of A. What is the offset? Have you observed? 3. Oh, 3. From top of the stack. Just observe this one. So I added. So here I added S dot push of A. S dot push of B. S dot push of B. S dot push of C. Like this I added. Sir, first A, next B, next C I added 3. Now SOP of S. SOP of S. So whenever we are trying to print, insertion order must be preserved. That's why what the answer? A, B, C. Like now SOP of S dot set of A. Sir, it returns offset. So A is available or not? Yes. What is the offset of A? 3 is nothing but like 3. SOP of S dot set of Z. S dot set of Z. Sir, can you tell Z is available or not? Not there. That's why -1. Are you able to understand? So 3 and here -1 is the output. Now observe. So S dot set of A. What the answer? S dot set of A 3. S dot set of Z. What the answer? -1. Okay. Now Java C. Here just observe. Java C stack demo dot Java. Next Java stack demo. Because you people aware what the answer we are going to get? A, B, C. A, B, C. 3 followed by -1. A, B, C. 3 followed by -1 itself is the answer. Right? Okay, take this example first. Example. Take clearly. Class stack demo. SOP of S. A, B, C. Because insertion order, not removal order. Removal order is CBA. But insertion order must be preserved. S dot set of A 3. S dot set of Z. Its value will become -1. S dot set of A 3. S dot set of Z -1. Completed, right? Okay. Now better to take just beside, take this diagram also. Take this diagram. CBA index. Index is nothing but 210. 210 and the offset is nothing but 321. Offset itself is nothing but 321, that's all. Okay, so there ends vector and stack terminology, right? What is the default? Stack same, mostly it is going to satisfy the properties of the vector, mostly. So just print s dot capacity, then you will come to know. Mostly it is the 10 because most of the properties will be inherited from vector, that's why. Okay, now so the next subtopic what we have to discuss, keep subheading the three cursors of Java, the three cursors of Java. So now what is the meaning or what is the purpose of a cursor? First you should aware, and then what are various cursors and what is the difference between these cursors we will discuss. So what is the meaning of cursor? You should have clarity right first. Sir, best example, suppose assume I want to give a box of mangoes. Sir, I want to give a box of mangoes for you. Is nothing but this is the box of mangoes are there inside. Okay, here mangoes are there, like mangoes are there. Okay, so assume I'm giving a box of mangoes, just for example sake, don't ask really, just okay, just for example I'm giving a box of mangoes. Are you going to eat these mangoes one by one or all mangoes simultaneously? I know you are going to tell all mangoes simultaneously, you can eat, I know. So open and keep your head there. After completing all the mangoes, your head is coming out. Is it the style you are going to eat? No. Usually human being is going to eat one by one. Correct or not, sir? First I will take first mango, eat. After completing, so second mango, eat. After completing, third mango, eat. Like if you want to eat, if you want to get these mangoes one by one from this box, then we should go for what? Cursor. Are you getting right? Sir, I want to get objects. I don't want all objects at a time. I want to get the objects from the collection one by one. So box is nothing but what? Collection. And whatever mangoes are there inside is nothing but what? Objects. Okay, if you want to get these objects one by one from the collection, then we should go for which concept? Is cursor concept. Are you getting? How many cursors are there? Is 3 cursors are there in Java. First cursor is enumeration. First cursor is what? Enumeration. Second cursor is iterator. Third cursor is nothing but what? List iterator, right? Iterator, list iterator. Now I hope the terminology is clear. Just a basic idea, what is the purpose of a cursor? If you want to get objects one by one from the collection, then we should go for which concept? Cursor concept. Add. If we want to get objects one by one, if we want to get objects one by one from the collection, then if we want to get objects one by one from the collection, then we should go for cursor. Next, there are 3 types of cursors. There are 3 types of cursors available in Java. There are 3 types of cursors available in Java. That first one, enumeration. Second one, iterator. First one, enumeration. Second, iterator. Third one, list iterator. Enumeration, iterator, list iterator, list iterator. Enumeration, iterator, list iterator, like. Okay, so the terminology is very clear. So what is the need of cursor, what is the first cursor? Now keep separating. First one, enumeration. Okay, so what is the need of cursor? Let me go for with example so that you people can aware. Just observe this example well. Sir, I am taking, just legend this one. Vector v is equal to new vector v is equal to new vector, like I am taking. Just I am creating an empty vector object. Now for int I is equal to 0, I is less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. For int I is equal to 0, I is less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. V dot add element of I. We dot add element of I. Sir, can you tell how many objects we added to the vector? 11 objects. I is equal to 0, I is less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. 0 to 10, 11 objects we added. Now I am trying to print SOP of V. And I am trying to print SOP of V. Can you tell what is the answer now? SOP of V. What is the answer? 0, 1, 2, 3, dot 10. Are you getting? Sir, I don't want all objects at a time. I want to get objects one by one, because I have to check whether this number is even or not. If it is a even number, then only print. Are you getting? Observe that. I don't want all. I want only even numbers. If you want to get only even numbers, first you have to get first object. You have to check whether it is even or not. If it is a even, print. Otherwise, ignore. Go for second object. Is it even or not? Even, print. Otherwise, ignore. Go for third object. Sir, if you want to print only even numbers, then what we have to do? We have to get objects one by one. Are you getting? If you want to get objects one by one, then we should go for which concept? Cursor concept, right? So the first cursor is enumeration. Now for this vector, I want to create cursor. Okay, what I will do? Very simple. Can you tell how we can get enumeration object? Have you remembered? In the vector class there is one method is there. Enumeration E is equal to V dot elements. V dot elements method. Like we are now, enumeration object is ready for this vector. By using this enumeration, now I can able to get objects one by one. What is the code? Okay, what is the code for that? Just observe this one. My code is while E dot has more elements. While E dot has more elements. Sir, if enumeration contain more number of elements, yes, while E dot has more elements are there. Can you please provide next element? So integer I is equal to integer of E dot next element. Why I am trying to typecast E, the return type of next element method is object. That's why. Sir, more elements are there or not? Yes. Give the next element. Now I got first object. Okay. If I percentage 2 is equal to 0. Sir, if it is even, boss, it is the even number. If it is the even, can you please print I value? Print I value. If it is a even, print I value. Otherwise, ignore. That's all. Sir, go for first number. Even, print. Go for next number. More elements are there? Yes. Next element is 1. 1 is percentage 2 is equal to 0. No. Don't print. Go for next one. This cycle will be repeated for every number present in the vector. Is nothing but like. Now, can you tell what is the output by default we are going to get because of I? 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 by default. Are you able to get only even numbers? If you are just printing SOP of V, now the output will become all. I don't want all. I want only even numbers. Then we should go for like this. Now my target is SOP of V once again. Sir, can you please print V? Then which values I am going to get? All values. Okay, this is because V in the vector, which elements are there? 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on, followed by what? 10, right? Are you getting? Simple. You should aware, forget about enumeration all. You should aware what is the need of cursor. Okay. Sir, SOP of V, all values. I don't want all values. I want objects one by one. First object, even or not, even, print. Go for next object, even or not. If it is even, print. Go for next object. Sir, I want to get objects one by one. Then we should go for which concept? Okay, enumeration or cursor concept, right? Are you able to understand what is the need of enumeration? Okay, this at this point. Keep supporting enumeration. Enumeration add. We can use enumeration. We can use enumeration. We can use enumeration. Enumeration to get. We can use enumeration to get objects. To get objects one by one. We can use enumeration to get objects one by one. One by one from legacy collection object, from legacy collection object, okay, this is. Next, do you know how we can create enumeration object? Can you tell? We can create enumeration object by using which method? V dot elements method, right? Okay, add. We can create enumeration object. We can create enumeration object by using elements method. By using elements method of vector class. Elements method of vector class. Elements method of vector class. Okay, take this one. Public enumeration elements. Public enumeration elements. Public enumeration elements. Public enumeration elements. Example. Enumeration E is equal to. Example. Enumeration E is equal to V dot. Enumeration is equal to V dot elements. Enumeration E is equal to V dot elements. V dot elements. V dot elements. That's all. Completed, right? Okay. So can you tell what is this V? Yes, give the pointer. V vector object. V means vector. Give the pointer and the spell out vector object. Next, methods. Keep summary methods. Do you know? Can you tell how many methods are there in the enumeration? How many methods are there? Okay, only two. E dot has more elements. But more elements are there or not? If more elements are there, give the next element. Are you getting? Only two methods. More elements are there or not? If more elements are there, give the next element. Okay, add methods. First one. Take these two methods. Public boolean has more elements. Public boolean has more elements. Next, the public object, the next element. Public object, next element. How many methods are there? Only two methods. Enumeration contain only two methods are there. Okay, like completed, I hope. Now let me go for a simple example, okay, about enumeration. Now same example whatever I took on the board. You are seeing vector enumeration demo. Public static void main. Vector V is equal to new vector. Okay. For int I is equal to 0, I is less than or equal to 10, I dot add element of I. And the SOP of V. Can you tell what the answer now? 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on followed by 10. Okay. Now enumeration E is equal to V dot elements method. Enumeration is equal to V dot elements. While E dot has more elements. Sorry, if more number of elements are there, okay, integer I is equal to integer of next element. Can you please provide next element? If it is the even, print. Okay, 1 minute. This is enumeration, right? 1 minute. Okay, here just observe. If it is even, print that's all. If it is odd, leave that, no problem at all. Now SOP of V. For the answer 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on up to 10 by default. Any explanation is required about this one? Okay, now just observe. Sir, Java C enumeration demo.java. Next, Java enumeration demo. The output by default we are going to get. Have you observed? 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on up to 10, followed by 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Another is nothing but like this one. Is it clear for all of you? Right? Okay, take this example, right?